DailyAstrocat.com, the weekly astrology report.
Hello! On this week's Daily Astrocat Weekly Report, we talk about the Mercury-Jupiter square, the new moon in Cancer, and a Sun-Neptune trine.
We'll also look at Mars opposing Saturn, a Venus retrograde, and the Sun entering Leo. The moon's going to begin this week in Cancer, and it's going to end up in Virgo on Saturday afternoon. Hello, beautiful people. There's quite a few more, okay?
Yes.
This is getting better, okay? Welcome to the Lunar Weekly Astrocat Preview. It's time to concentrate and focus.
Intentions set, our intentions well met.
I'm Shane Jensen. I'm an astrologer. I like to interpret the daily influences of the moon on us and our environs against the backdrop of traditional Western astrology.
And I'm Carrie Jensen. I'm a kitchen witch, voice actress, songstress, and neurospicy nerd for all things New Age.
All right, so we're going to jump right into this, starting with the Mercury-Jupiter square, because that's a good place to start, and that's going to happen on Monday, okay? Jupiter in Taurus means that there could be some whoppers told about money in the financial markets, okay?
This is because Mercury in Leo loves a good story and will stretch the truth just to look good.
Absolutely. Hey, I'd keep an eye on crypto markets, but, don't overreact. We had a bit of a bounce last week. It was pretty good. All right, so not that these stories won't bear fruit, not that some of them will. There's a certain amount of good fortune attached to this stuff. I should know. My grandfather was a Leo, okay? He didn't gamble much, but when he did, he always came home with a pocket full of cash. All right? Whether it was on the horses or the dog track. And also, whether it was true or not, I don't know.
Yes, that bold Leo spirit. He also had the hair for it from the pictures I've seen. His birthday's August 8th. So, tell me, is this good or bad?
It's a lot like every Leo I know. A little of both. They can do no wrong in their own mind. This aspect will hit us the same way. It's like a speed table in Woods Hole. Suddenly it arrives, and just like that, we're over it.
There you go. So, I see we have another late new moon, and this thing is tilting a bit. Okay. This new moon is in the moon's own sign of Cancer, and it occurs 5 days before the sun changes. Before it changes signs. This Cancer season had a very communicative vibe to it, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
I do.
So, you don't suppose we're going to see as much overlap into Leo, right? So does this mean we're in for a broody Leo season, you think?
I don't know. I don't think so. The moon brings with it the cautious creativity of the crab. It's really time to branch out and try something new. Fixed Leo will not like the direction that Venus will be taking towards the end of the week. Of course not, because it's stubborn. It doesn't want anything to change.
Yeah.
All right? However, the lion will not panic nor waver, okay? Stand your ground. Mere mortals will also experience a bit of this Leo pride. Perhaps this slight discomfort is part of the key of figuring out what Venus is going to be doing.
Yes.
All right.
Just make yourself a little bit uncomfortable, and that's like your best spot for growth and excellent performance. So the Sun-Moon conjunction occurs at 24 degrees 56 minutes in Cancer. A leader of the people, wrapped in an invisible cloak of power.
What are you talking about?
Is our Sabian symbol.
Oh, okay. Good. I was wondering where you were going with that. Hey, these Sabian symbols are fun because they give us something else to focus on. Look.
Something else to reference.
Yeah, I
back
mean,
up everything
not
else.
even that. It's just like there's a day where this conjunction is going to occur. What's the symbol for that? What does it mean for this day? What is the possible potential meaning for all of us?
And just like imagery can invoke so much more than words can at times. I think that's a fabulous medium.
Right. So it's a leader of the people wrapped in an invisible cloak of power. I've been saying that with this new moon, it's going to be very potent, okay? We've been saying that for a couple of weeks now. Here's a bit of confirmation, okay? Leader, invisible cloak of power? Yes. Where is your cloak of power? What is your cloak of power, okay? What have you discovered or uncovered? I would be willing to bet that the more organized you find yourself, the easier it will be to create the things that you do.
Nice.
Okay. The moon in Cancer is more than just a mood. It has a mystique to it that it can take most folks by surprise. Scorpio and Aries are considered the most martial signs, yet two of the most consequential military leaders of all time are Cancers.
Yeah.
Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great. Talk about leaders with the invisible cloak of power, huh? I find this all very interesting. Of course, I've always been interested in history.
Of course you're interested in those things. Just how you love looking up the various myths and symbols that we present here on the show. It's partially how a coding project turned into an astrological website. Go figure. But it gives you an ever-changing supply of topics to write about, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
So, for all of you out there, don't be surprised when this whole thing falls over. Kidding. Don't be surprised by what this new moon can bring to the table. Once you channel those emotions into actions, you could possibly find yourself on uncharted ground or pushing into a new frontier.
Indeed. All right, listen. We're going to tie this image back into this new moon, okay? Look, there's power, there's mystique. We talked about it with Cancer, right? I subconsciously wrote the Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great bits before I knew what the Sabian symbol actually was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I picked the wrong one.
Yeah. You looked up the wrong one and you're just like, well, it doesn't make sense, but I'm feeling this, so I'm just going to write this.
Exactly.
But hey, once again, your intuition's working better than your brain at times.
All right, blame it on my Mercury in Pisces, I guess. It certainly is a different kind of mental wiring.
It really is.
I have a hard time getting others to see things the way that I do.
Even still, after how many years?
Too many. Except here. That's why you come here. You come here for the mystery.
So you present us with a mysterious man just before Venus is going retrograde.
Yes, the tall, dark, handsome stranger.
So what is she going to find when she's in Leo? That man?
No, not necessarily. Perhaps the leader is within you. Okay?
Oh.
Leo is the sign of leadership after all, and the season does tend to bring that out.
Well, there you go. Let this new moon bring out your baddest self. Be decisive, be organized, and be responsible with the things you've built. There are more things to accomplish still. We want to make sure that when Venus emerges from her retrograde, we have everything in place for some serious growth.
And for this, we're going to need some new ideas.
Where will these new ideas originate from?
Look, there's new lovers that are potential with the Venus retrograde. Hey, you're going to be reviewing all the Venus things. Venus things are relationships. Venus things are material goods. Venus things are creativity. Venus things are beauty. Okay, things that beautify our lives and make things better. Okay, but for that, we're going to look at the Sun-Neptune trine. But before we do that, we need to understand that there's a cyclical pattern in play here that the sun passes through the zodiac annually, okay? Every single sign. Since the astrology we write about is Western astrology, it originated in the Middle East and came to us via the Greeks, the zodiac follows the seasons of the Northern Hemisphere. Sorry, Australia.
But this is important because the sun in the sign of Cancer has us feeling a bit nostalgic. Families are getting together as folks visit each other, larger reunions are happening. It can be a very emotional time. How can we turn this around and use these feelings to create something new? This is what we're looking for from a Sun-Neptune trine.
That's right. We're going to associate some nostalgia. I wrote a retro track that sounds like an 8-bit thing almost this morning.
Yeah, I love 8-bit stuff. It's fantastic.
Right. Neptune is often associated with inspiration and creativity. It's also associated with illusion and self-defeating behavior. As the planet of dreams and illusions, it can unlock our imagination and allow us to tap into a deeper level of consciousness. Remember, Neptune's retrograde, so there's some clarity there as opposed to the mystery. This is an excellent time to explore your artistic side, whether it be through painting, writing, or music.
Nice.
Let yourself be guided by your intuition and let the muse take hold.
Awesome. The trine between the Sun and Cancer and Neptune in Pisces can inspire us to create something truly beautiful and meaningful. With such strong emotional energy in the air, it's the perfect time to channel those feelings into your creative project.
Just as a comparison, last week's Mercury-Neptune trine was about listening to your intuition and laying the groundwork for communication. Pretty interesting, right? You're going to communicate your intentions. This is part of the same grand package, okay? This is a creative high point, okay? It was about communication last week. This is about creativity. You're not supposed to miss this one, okay? Don't miss this opportunity to be at the creative high point. We did the communicating last week. We're going to continue with that, but now we're going to focus on creativity. Mars and Virgo opposite Saturn, that's what's going to happen. We have Mars and Virgo opposing Saturn this week. We've been telling you to embrace limitations. There's some limitations, okay? This is the point where you should be so familiar with them. Your friends.
Your old friends.
Buddies, okay?
Buds.
The traditional needs shaken up.
Yeah.
That's why Saturn's retrograde in Pisces. That is why branching out will be so much fun. Besides, Mars is in a trine with Jupiter. It's good stuff, right? Work on practical matters that will yield results. Tangible results.
Driven. Yes.
All right.
So on Saturday the 22nd, Venus stations retrograde. Loving Venus
that was
goes...
my bad attempt at a moonwalk.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen it before. Loving Venus goes retrograde every 18 months or so. The last time was December 19th of 2021. So this all affects relationships and money. Retrogrades are times that are best spent reviewing previous attitudes and actions. Oh no, cue the summer breakup song. Or actually, better yet, why don't you write one? You don't even have one of those yet. I mean, understandable why, but I think you need to be getting back to making music on the regular, seriously. Like, we got to dedicate a small amount of time every week for practice and production because, all this creativity is an area that's got to be reviewed.
Okay, so hey, look, if I'm going to review that, which I can do because I have a nifty new setup over there, all right, it is time for reevaluating our creative and romantic pursuits through a new lens, okay? The new lens is the sun returning home to its native realm of Leo, okay? That's going to happen on Saturday as well. Leo is the sign of the heart, and by that I mean the heart of a lion.
Yeah. Now, continuing with the theme of the sun's movement into Leo, let's take a closer look at those Leo traits, shall we? Leo is ruled by the sun and is known for its confident and dramatic energy. Those born under the sign tend to be natural leaders with creative and enthusiastic personalities. They're fiercely loyal to their loved ones and have a strong sense of self-expression.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is a time of year we take chances. We'll find the courage to break out of shells figuratively and literally. We just left the Cancer season. Even though we learned tons of new things about the potential of the Cancer season, this still comes from a guarded place.
Serious? You want to be on camera? Serious? Hi. Oh, no, he doesn't want to. He's getting better, let me tell you. That cat is getting way better, but I still can't pick him up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, we got a lot to look forward to, I think, this winter.
Look, let your hair down so the wind can blow through it, okay? A bolder you is waiting for your permission to be set free. We're stepping out of our defensive posture, okay? So, the Sabian symbol for the beginning of the sun in the sign of Leo is blood rushes to a man's head as his vital energies are mobilized under the spur of ambition.
Goodness.
I know, that's a wordy one, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah. This symbol speaks to the powerful and energetic nature of the Leo energy. It suggests a desire for achievement and a drive to succeed that propels us forward.
Be careful, however, because too much intensity can lead to an unintended bit of self-harm. The symbol happens to be associated with apoplexy, otherwise known as stroke.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so hey, from the stroke, we're going to go right into the best days of the week. Okay?
Yay!
Well, listen, it's not that we're making light of that or anything, but it's just. That's one of those things. That's what that constant energy, that fixed energy of Leo, that stubborn energy where you can pursue that too long and just not relent. And then all of a sudden, you can end up causing yourself some self-harm, okay? Do you have some best days of the week for us?
Do I?
I don't know. Maybe we can both do it.
I could do that.
I don't know. Let's trade them, okay?
Sure.
What's the best day for love, Carrie?
The best day for love? That's going to be Thursday. Make sure your emotions are expressed honestly to avoid any Venus retrograde misunderstandings.
Okay.
And so what is the best day for business?
Well, the best day for business is Friday. The sun opposite Pluto challenges us to follow through on what we decided to do earlier in the week on an emotional level.
Nice.
Listen, you change things up for to reap the most benefit. However, remember, our best days of the week for business are usually when the moon is in an earth sign. So the moon will be in Virgo on Friday. That's why.
That is the key.
So, Carrie, what's the best day for health?
The best day for health, that's going to be Saturday. The desire to change things up drastically should be applied to any and all health and exercise regimens. Oh dear, we got some work ahead of us, huh? It's also a good day to repair any damage done by misspoken words. Ooh.
Okay, and the best day, go ahead. You can ask me the last best day.
What is the best day for transformation, Shane?
Also Saturday. We've got two aspects that are changing. The sun's going to change the season into Leo, and Venus is going to be retrograde. We're going to be able to dive in the deep water of what we discovered earlier in the week. There is something about the start of the Leo season with Venus going retrograde that indicates to me that our actions are going to be successful.
Oh, yeah, well, Leo, yeah.
Yeah, so an open mind can lead to some pretty empowering changes this week if we listen actively to our intuition, okay? Inspiration is there, but will you recognize what you need to change to realize your potential?
The demands that Venus has been making on us are going to intensify. She is, after all, a material girl, and hey, the original material girl is a Leo.
That's right.
Go figure.
Madonna.
Respect that and keep that in mind as you plan your next moves. Mars in Virgo ensures that we'll obsess over this until it is done.
Indeed. Hey, thank you all for joining us. We get to do this all together.
Yay.
Like, follow, do all the nice stuff. Hit the bell, do the notification thing. Subscribe to the podcast, please.
Show us some love, guys. Talk to us. We want to know how your week is going. Any and all of the social media platforms. Talk to us. It's daily-astrocat.com by Stella on Facebook, and we're all over the place.
Yes, we are. Wherever you get your podcasts from, all right?
Yes,
and remember,
indeed.
it's not about us. It's not about astrology. It's about inspiring and creating, okay? So don't tell me you don't like astrology or anything like that. I don't need to read that stuff, okay? Just say, hey, you sound good. Hey, why are you wearing a yellow shirt? Or something like that, okay? Don't be like, oh, nobody believes in that. You're going to burn. No, I'm not going to burn, okay? Sorry, not going to happen, okay? Now, I've been consciously working on a more public-facing approach to our social media efforts. I don't know if Meta, the company, follows us, but I do know that when they launched their new social media platform, Threads, it was a perfect time to launch that, okay? I mean, Mercury had just entered Leo. Think about it.
That's pretty crazy.
Mercury entered Leo.
Like they got their own personal house astrologer or something.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, they tested, they tested it out, of course, but it rolled out. When did it roll out? I don't even remember. But
over a week now.
I was there day one, okay?
Yeah.
Just so you know. I was on vacation that week. And I just got right on it.
Look at you.
I'm freaking legendary. I am legendary.
I enjoyed like 3 or 4 days in.
Who wants to touch a legend? Okay, anyway. I'm legendary. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right.
So what seems vague and random in your astrological writing usually turns out to be quite the gift of insight. It's rather uncanny. I'm glad you're doing this kind of work now and not waiting for the perfect storm. Now we gotta ratchet the intensity to 11. Let's stop wasting our talent and time.
Indeed. So I suppose you're right. I guess I'm going to have to bring down a practice amp or two or put the guitars up on the wall or something like that.
Yeah.
It's time to put my world right once again, okay? Aside from the bad Peter Murphy impersonations. And Amoeba music, yes, there's a dead spot where he does that. Here is to less time wasted.
Well, I certainly hope we can make good on everything we want to accomplish.
I do too, bless you. Have a happy Astro week.
Happy astrocatting.
Didn't work.
Oh no, we gotta do it all over.